There's an energy and a confidence that is absolutely contagious throughout this entire San Diego franchise.
Welcome into the official SDFC podcast, episode 2. I'm your host, Kaila Bryn-Seffner, here with Marvell Wynn and Sal Zizzo, coming off of San Diego FC's first win at home at Snapdragon Stadium. Guys, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. What about you, Marv?
I'm loving this last couple of days. I've been so happy. I've been smiling. Better than the weather the last couple of days, but today seems nice.
I don't want to say you called it, but on our last episode, first episode of the podcast, Marvell did say it would be really great if San Diego FC got its first win at home versus LAFC.
Mm-hmm. We own SoCal at this moment, which I kind of love. And you know what? We score against these guys. I mean, 2-0 away in LA and then 3 goals down here. I'm kind of loving what we're doing already.
Yeah, I mean, and the way we've been doing it, right? I mean, to come at home in the first half, go up 3-0 with the crowd. You know, what was great was I was able to bring my kids. You know, I've always kind of talked about wanting to bring my kids to these events, also grow with the team. So I was able to bring my 4 kids, which is always chaotic, whatever you do if you have 4 kids. So we got there with about 5 minutes to spare, which was a blessing because the fireworks show at the start was the star of the trip.
That was incredible.
Yeah, so I had my little boy next to me watching the fireworks show. At first, he was scared with his hands over his eyes, and then saw the fireworks and was like, "Is it over?" Like he wanted more of them. So yeah, it was really cool to experience with them. You know, once they caught on to the "Beat LA" chant, they were going all in with that. So it was just a really cool overall experience. And for them to go up 3-0 in that moment was pretty cool.
Did you talk to your kids about it afterwards? Did they have a favorite moment of the match?
Yeah, and I think the fireworks show took it away. So before the match even started, I mean, they had a blast. But no, they were kind of, you know, what color team are we? You know, kids things. And so I was telling them we're the blue team. We're the ones winning 3-0. And then they saw the other team scored towards the end of the half, and they were like, "Oh man, the other team scored. Are we losing now?" I'm like, "No, we still have 3. They only have 1." So it was a cool experience to take with my wife and 4 kids.
That's really special.
Yeah, honestly, the fire was going off, but even after that, I mean, the national anthem by the saxophonist.
Oh, that was
my
cool.
gosh.
That
that
rocked
was
that
cool.
house. I was very impressed. I didn't know what to expect, but that was nice. And that outfit, that was nice.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I've never seen anything quite like that. That was an
great.
incredible performance.
That was very good. Kenny G was actually pretty impressed by it as well.
Kenny
He told you?
G.
Yeah, he was.
Friends with Kenny G. Bring him on the pod.
Yeah, I texted him after. You know.
Yeah, okay. One of the things that I think that was honestly incredible to hear was just from Mikey after the match. He had an amazing quote on what this meant, what this performance meant for not only for this team currently, but also for the team for the future and what they're looking to build here in San Diego. So I'm going to cue it up. I think we should just listen to it.
Yeah, it's so rewarding. I mean, this is what dreams are made of. We all do this for these moments. We want to play in pressure, and we had, I think, 2 good home games that we weren't able to deliver 3 points, and this means everything to us. It's the first win in club history at home that can't be taken for granted. 50 years from now, the club is going to be a giant. I know it. This club is going to be a giant, and not just in MLS. This club will be a giant in all of the Americas. Okay, and our job right now is to set the first steps in that journey for 50 years later, and make that future generation proud. And I think that the boys are doing a great job doing that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much there in that minute-long little post-match press conference there. But what stuck out to me there is how he said this club is going to be a giant, and I completely agree. I mean, not only the trajectory of soccer, globally, obviously, has always been there, but in America especially, like it's just MLS is just consistently growing every year, and I do think 50 years from now, soccer will be the biggest sport, in this country. So when he says that, it resonates with me, and I completely agree that they're having And we are having, as a club, an amazing start to the season, right? And so there's always going to be lots of first, and with that being the first club win at home, it just means a lot, and it kind of lets you, reflect on these little moments and think about 50 years from now how big that's going to be. And it's cool to just, I always think about like being in a history book, right? A history book 50 years from now won't even be probably a book, but whatever it's going to be, right? You'll see that little thing etched, 3-2 win at home against LAFC as the first club win at home. So just so much in that quote, but he talks about, this is the reason why we play this game, for moments like this, special moments like this.
And we're so concise with it. I mean, you didn't want to ignore the fact that we have played home games already. We didn't get the results that we wanted, and he said that right away. But he also said, you know what? We're now living the dream. This is an amazing landmark. And the way that he says that, how this organization is going to be big in 50 years, you, Sal, have talked to me about how the academy is here and how they're already building a philosophy from the ground up, and that's going to just progress. And one day we're going to be able to bring those academy kids straight on to the pros, and it's going to fit into this machine like a perfectly fitting cog. And I mean, we're well on our way, and now we get to smile doing it, knowing that we got to win at home.
We'll take it onto the field. We're going to hear from Chris McVey, who scored his first goal for San Diego FC in this match and versus LAFC. And then we're also going to hear from assistant coach Kelvin Jones on his thoughts on how this match went. But this team scored 3 goals in about 20 minutes. What are your guys' takeaways from this match?
Yeah, look, it was a matchup against LAFC, a team that has been a stalwart for the lot since they've really come into the league, right? A really good team in LA. Almost, kind of gave Galaxy a run for their money for a while until Galaxy just won MLS Cup last season. But now there's a new team in SoCal that they got to worry about, and we are playing beautiful soccer. So yeah, we start off that game. Obviously, a great set piece goal from Chris McVey, puts in the back of the net. A little bit of a goalkeeper mistake on the next one. We'll take it. Sure. 2-0. And then obviously a great team goal and Mighton getting that last goal to make it 3-0. Now, look, there's a learning curve, right? Now we're up 3-0. How do we close out that half? How do we just, hey, we're up 3-0. Let's keep it at 3-0, and then let's go get more in the second half. They let little things slip away. So I can imagine, when I was a player, you're up 3-0 versus being up 3-0 and then going down to 3-2. You're kind of kicking yourself a little bit, like, oh, the second half could have just been so much easier for me and the entire team had we just kept that lead. So a little bit pissed off probably going into halftime, but they were able to right the ship, and it was a fun game to watch. And just overall, right, the result was exactly what you needed, which was 3 points.
This man says it was a fun game. I got stressing in that second half on. But as you were saying, double-edged sword being up 3-0. Being up 3-0, you kind of, maybe you'll feel a little bit more relaxed. Maybe you don't feel like you need to be just as on. Mistakes can be made here and there. Not that I'm saying the guys slacked off at all. They're always up top. They're always on top, trying to play their best games and playing in under pressure and stuff like that. But at times, things slipped away, accidents happen. And when you play against good teams, I mean, this guy hits a worldly off of, a little bit of mistake up top of the box, but, give it to him, right? Then after that, we tried just booting the ball out, which isn't really our style, and they came and they punished us. So as Frank was saying, and I've heard Mikey say, that every single game is a learning experience. So there was a lot to learn from this game. It's a tale of two halves. The first 40 minutes for us was on point. If we're able to carry that on for 90 minutes, I don't see anybody even coming anywhere near us. But at the same time, we know that there were some things that we need to work on in the back, but everything's looking up, in my opinion. Yeah. So I think we're looking good.
I mean, look, it's performing well and getting results at the end of the day is kind of what it's about. And especially for a team like this, I think it's more so about how do we look on the field, right? Less about the results. How are we looking? How are we competing as a whole, right? Because not every game is going to go your way. Not every bounce is going to go your way, but are you doing it enough throughout the course of an entire season? The results are going to come no matter what. And so in these first few games, they've gotten the results, but more importantly, they've looked the part. And that's been the key. And in this game, yeah, you're up 3-2. The other team gets a red card. So now maybe that's been now 2 games at home where they've had a lot of minutes playing a man up. How can we put one away in that scenario? One to win the game and the other one to close out the game, which was this one.
Yeah.
Something I was reading in the post-game notes that I thought was interesting and I didn't know going into the match beforehand is that this actually ended LAFC's 5-0 record against expansion teams in their first meeting since the club's debut in 2018.
I did not know that, but it just goes to show you, a team like LAFC, if you're an expansion team, maybe they kind of catch you off guard because they're such a good team. They can beat you in so many different ways. They've had a lot of star power in the past, big name players, and so I can see them taking advantage of teams that are new to the league, maybe are a little bit not starstruck, but hey, we're playing a big time team. And maybe they get nervous or whatever, right? Fold under the pressure, you could say. But that's never been what San Diego has showed in these games because they've constantly stepped up to every task.
We've already gotten the second longest unbeaten streak, going 4 games, not having a loss for an expansion side. And the way that we're performing just on the pitch and the way that we're playing, we don't feel like an expansion side. These players don't feel like they've only been together for a couple of months. This whole organization and the way everyone's performing and togetherness seems like a collective mentality that has been together for years. And that is absolutely something to look forward to. This team is in my mind, this team is playing the worst that they're ever going to play. They're only going to get better from here with the possession, the amount of goals that they're scoring. So the sky's the limit on what's going to happen with this team.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Obviously, throughout the course of a season, there will be step backs.
For sure.
Obviously step backs, hopefully not in the performance part, but as I said, the results might not always come through. There might be a few games where, hey, we actually played pretty well, but they scored their 2 chances and we missed our 6 chances, something like that. So the ball's not always going to bounce their way, but again, as I said, if you just keep taking care, which I feel like everybody we talk to within this organization has said, we're putting it on our terms. We're deciding, we're dictating every game, whether it's home, whether it's away, whether whatever, right? Neutral sites, doesn't matter. We're going to put the game on our terms. And so when you're able to do that, you control your own destiny more so than if you just go to the road game and say, all right, we're just giving up possession. We're not going to have the ball on the road, right? Now they're saying, hey, we're going to play our style no matter where we go. And when you do that over the course of 38 games, the results are going to be there, the playoffs are going to be there, and then hopefully beyond that.
We're going to talk to man of the match and MLS team of the match day player Chris McVey about his contributions to Saturday's win over LAFC. As the official specialty insurance partner of San Diego FC, Palomar offers standalone earthquake insurance that protects property and peace of mind. It's crucial to be prepared. Visit plmr.com or contact your insurance agent for a quote. Palomar, reimagining specialty insurance with innovative, creative solutions.
Hey everybody, this is Darren Smith. I host a radio show called SDFC Midweek Live. You can hear it Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock on San Diego Sports 760 and anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Join me, Adrian Garcia Marquez, Warren Barton, SDFC players and staff. It's the only hour on local radio dedicated 100% to San Diego Football Club and the beautiful game.
First, we have a new sponsor for the pod today. Can you read this off? As soon as you can.
The what?
Can you read this off? We have a new pod sponsor.
Oh, okay. From all of it, or just
just start from the top and read it on down.
And now a word
into the mic.
Okay. And now a word from our sponsor, Swedish Fish. Those red, chewy, fish-shaped objects. What are they? Nobody knows. They taste like red, and they're shaped like fish. But are they fish? Are they red? Are they even chewy? These are the questions that keep me up at night. They just exist, like tiny red existential crisis you can chew on. Swedish Fish, the snack that makes you question everything, especially why.
Good job. Yeah. We got their sponsorship specifically for you.
Okay, Swedish Fish. Okay. I don't know if I've ever really.
Have you heard of the holiday April Fools for America?
It was a good read, though.
That was a great read. I mean, better than we did. We did a few test runs.
Took that really seriously.
Hey, who knows? We got to do a lot of stuff here, right?
Here we go.
Well, we're here with Chris McVey, defender for San Diego FC. Welcome to the official SDFC podcast. We're so excited to have you on here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, man.
Yeah, welcome in.
Great to be here.
Can you give us a little bit of a background for you, new to San Diego? What's been your journey to San Diego FC?
So I started playing in Sweden. So I'm from Sweden originally, born and raised. My dad's American though, so half American, half Swedish.
I love that.
But
Okay.
born and raised over there. Started playing for Elfsborg at 11. So just went through the academy there and went all the way up to the first team. Went on a short loan to a second division team just to get a little bit more playing time, and then back to Elfsborg, played there for another 2-3 years, and then I got bought to Miami, moved over here, tried the US, get the. I think my dad was happy about that,
Absolutely.
go those routes a little bit, and then I played in Miami for 2 years, then up to DC, and then over here now. So
Awesome. Where's your dad from?
he's from Indiana, so Midwest.
There we go. Did you go to IU?
He went to where did he go? He went to Illinois or something.
Okay. Let's say IU's got a good soccer program.
Good one. No, he wasn't a soccer player. He was a swimmer. So
All right.
yeah.
So everybody is probably asked you this 1,000 times, but Messi. So did your time overlap at Inter Miami with him?
It did, yeah. So I was there when he came.
Okay.
And I played with him.
So how was that, like playing with him? And
I mean, obviously really cool. I can't really say
Kinda
anything else
crazy,
about
or-
it. Yeah, it was cool to be a part of and just to
Yeah.
see how everything changed as well in the team with him coming and all of it, just security,
Yeah.
all the media and everything, just the away games, all the fans, just crazy how big he is, and how much attention he can bring. So that was really cool. And also just to get to play with a player like that is someone you watch growing up. So
All right, so mostly positives. I mean, I'm getting with all that. That could be kind of distracting, but for you guys, it was just, it just comes with Messi. There it is.
I guess so. You're prepared for it,
Sure.
because
Yeah,
obviously
that makes
there's a lot of talk before he's coming, and you had some meetings hey, this is how we're gonna do stuff, and so we were prepared for it. Obviously, it's crazy when you see it to that extent that he brings stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Worth it all.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
At least now
He's
they're
really
flying,
good at
at least
soccer.
now they're flying private, right? Because when
that's right.
when we played, when Beckham came to Galaxy, that was the thing. Was in the airports, people seeing him and stuff, and they're like, all right, we got to figure this out because, I think it wasn't until my last few years where they started switching to half of them were private flights, half of them were regular commercial, but now it's all private, right?
yeah,
Now?
it's all. So that's
Nice.
good.
The
That's
league
really
has
nice.
finally got there.
Yeah, after us. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, after us. Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for us. Yeah.
So how's it been so far for you in San Diego? What are some of the things that you've been enjoying? These are two guys from San Diego, so sure they'd love to hear your thoughts and your takes on just this city. And
I mean, I'm loving it so far. It's been great. Good start also, I would say. Just being together for so short amount of time and, getting off of that start, it's been pretty good. And also just being out here, this training facility is amazing. And
That too.
just the area in general, the weather is pretty good. Although my parents were here visiting and it was just raining for 2 weeks. So I
know.
felt a little bad for them, but
Yeah.
I don't know what this rain is. I mean,
No.
seriously.
What was it?
What's
3
going on
days?
here?
Unbelievable. That's not what we're used to.
you mentioned your family being here. They were here for the home opener, and I think you had some family in town too for the game versus LAFC.
yes.
What's that been like to be able to kind of show them San Diego and be there to support you through these moments?
Yeah, no, it's been really good, and I mean, my sister was here now with her boyfriend, so they got to see the last game, and obviously it was really nice to get a goal in for him as well, so and get a win, so that was good. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. Great goal. Great
thank
goal.
you, appreciate it. But yeah, no, so it's been great. I always love having visitors over as well, so it's fun to see the family.
Cool. Have you gone to any cool restaurants or nights out, or you just been soccer focused for the last couple months?
Yeah, just soccer focused.
Yeah.
No nights out yet. But yeah, I've been to some good restaurants. I tried this one steak restaurant, Born and Raised.
Born
I
and
tried.
Raised.
That was pretty
Nice.
good.
Know it well.
Yeah.
My family has restaurants down in Little Italy, so next door to it, Barbusa.
Okay, yeah, I haven't tried that one yet, but I'll have
check
to
it out. Let me know.
check that one out.
I tell every guest on here, check it out.
Yeah, will do.
Yeah, we also saw that you're a little bit of a golfer, huh?
Oh, I love golf.
So I mean, you're kind of in a mecca of golf. I mean,
Yeah, I play.
Yeah.
What-
Oh,
what's,
yeah?
Your, what's your handicap?
I'm around 10.
Okay, I'm about the same.
Yeah.
I'm about the
no,
same.
he's not.
Yeah, my best.
I'm
My
9.
best is a 76.
Yeah?
Ever 76, but consistently in like the low 80s.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty same. I think
yeah,
my best is also
okay.
around there. So
okay, nice. Yeah,
that's
but
good.
I got 4 kids, so that's kind of started to take a nosedive.
Not as much
sadly.
time,
All right, well, since you are a golfer and
Yeah.
he's not in golf, what course is your favorite out here? Or so you can guide him a little bit, help him out.
Saquon, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but obviously Torrey Pines
Torrey Pines.
is amazing. Have you been to Torrey
I
Pines?
played
yet?
both Torrey and I played Madeiras.
Madeiras
I
is
like
very
that
nice,
one
too.
a lot, actually.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm still missing out on a few, so we'll get there.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go one time.
Yeah.
There's some cool ones in San Diego, and obviously out east too. There's quite a few. So, but yeah, this is actually Saquon course is tough.
Yeah, I haven't
lot of
tried that one
trees.
yet, but-
a lot of trees get you in trouble. It's tough.
You've
I'll have to
golfed
try
with some of the guys on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Jacob and Patty.
Nice.
Been playing
nice.
a little bit, so
How's that like to be able to kind of do that with them some time off the field?
that's really good. I just
Yeah.
wish there were a little bit more players because
Yeah.
if they're not available, you're like, okay, like who do I go with? You know, but
Then you're like Marv going to games by yourself. And
Will you leave me alone? Look, my mom was sick. What else do you guys? So it's kind of great to hear that you play with other players on the team as well, because obviously taking the cohesion that you guys have on the pitch, it seems like you guys are all on the same page, kind of have one mind going on. So how often do you and players off the pitch like get together? Is it just a couple to play golf, or do you guys like hanging out together, going to eat and whatever, or just separate lives most of the time, but then you come here, your family sort of thing?
yeah, I think it's a mix for sure.
Sure.
Like I've been hanging out with some guys, maybe to do a barbecue or go for dinner with some of the guys.
Nice.
So I've done some stuff like that. And when we were in preseason, we went for a whole team dinner and stuff like that. So we're trying to do stuff together as well as a team, because I think that's important as well. you know.
Sure.
So no, it's been great, but obviously you need your own time as well. So it's been a good mix.
There you go.
The unity shows, though, obviously on the field, performance has been great so far. Just talk us through a little bit about the LAFC match for you and was so special for you and being able to get your first goal for San Diego FC and play the way that you did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think just with it being a new team and everyone's new to it, I just feel like that, like, I don't know, like everyone has to get to know each other from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's been a big positive because, everyone's in the same boat a little bit. Sometimes when you get into new teams, you can feel like, oh, maybe
Yeah,
there's a little
click
click
or- yeah,
here and there.
for
So
sure.
I think that's been really positive for us because everyone's just hanging out with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, the LA game, you can kind of see it. Obviously, we had stuff we needed to improve on from the Austin game, and I think we did that really well. So, just for me personally, I had stuff that I needed to improve on, do a little bit better and stuff, and I felt like I did that really good in the game. So it was nice to get the recognition for it as well, and also, get a goal in as well. I've been working on it, so it's fun that it finally came.
Yeah, and being one of the, I think, 4 players that have played all 90 for all the games, do you see it upon yourself to become a leader on the pitch? I mean, obviously in the center back position as well, you can see the game, right? So do you think being back there, it's upon you to kind of construct people where to go, like you kind of take charge, kind of authority, and you make sure you dictate the way the game goes, or do you think everybody just kind of knows where to be already automatically?
No, I think a mix for sure. I think everyone needs to know a little bit what they need to be doing, but then definitely help each other out. And I think me as a center back, I see a lot of the pitch and what's going on. So I always try to, at least the guys close to me, around me, like talk a lot and let them know, where to be and where the opponents are, where I want them in front of me and stuff. So, but then again, like we have the guys in the midfield, like Jeppe, the captain as well. Like then he maybe takes that to the next line and
There
he
you go.
dictates them a little bit more. So I think it's been a good combination, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys, right? To start this season has blown away a lot of people's expectations, just as an entire organization, but mainly the style of play, like the way the team looks on the field. It's like, like you guys have been together for years and years and years, right? But my question is like, what was your knowledge of like kind of the Right to Dream style before? Maybe zero. I mean, but now that you've been here, like how have you adapted to like that style of play, and how does it fit you?
Yeah, I mean, when I played in Elfsborg, we played Nordsjælland.
Oh, okay.
So like I've played them before, so
Okay.
I knew that they're good on the ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously before coming here and making that decision, like
Yeah.
I did some research as well.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it kind of fits me a little bit coming from over in Europe as well. So I'm a little bit like prepared on how they want us to play. So for me, I think it was like a pretty easy transition.
Okay.
Obviously, maybe that's different for everyone. But I think for me, that helped that I'd played over in Sweden before. And I mean, it's been great. I think, the way they want to play, it's really fun as well to be out there. So, I'm just enjoying it every day.
Nice.
Awesome.
Do you have any familiarity with Jeppe and Marcus before they came over here? Know anybody before, or you didn't cross paths at all?
No, I hadn't actually. So, I mean, we have common friends and stuff like that, but no, I didn't know any of them before.
That's cool. Yeah. Cool. So what's been your favorite moment, you would say, so far about just everything in San Diego FC?
I mean, I think I'll have to say the first game away where we won against LA. That's a good start. And,
it was okay.
Away against the champions. That's a pretty good way to start it. So I'd have to say that. Yeah.
What does that feel like? I mean, we talked to you a little bit before. We went to LAFC or to LA Galaxy, and you said you wanted to be a part of, like, one of the big reasons you wanted to be here is being a part of history and being a part of something from the start. And then starting off that way, what is that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we wanted, It's kind of hard to know going into that game where we're going to stand. Obviously, we'd had some preseason games, and you can get a little bit feeling for it, but then once the season starts, it's always a little different, So us coming in and like playing the way we played as well, I think that was really positive, and being a part of that it's pretty cool, and hopefully we can just keep it going.
Yeah, with the level of comfort that it seems that you guys all have when you guys are on the pitch, I'm sure there's no getting rid of the nerves that you have before every single game. But because you guys are so connected and so understanding of where to be at all times, is it almost like once the game is actually on, once that whistle blows, it's just routine. It's just comfortable. It's as if being on the pitch is more comfortable than sitting in the locker room preparing. Like, you're just like, once we get out there and playing, we're good. We're going.
Yeah, I know, definitely. I think, the warm-up is the worst part. You just want to get out there and start it.
Always, man. I hated warm-ups. You're just like going through the motions. Like, can I just get this game started?
Exactly.
You're more nervous in the warm-ups than you are once the game starts. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, 100%. Like, once you're in it, you just don't think about it. You just go, I think. And I think that's what we're working on. It's still, some new stuff that you really have to just get into the back of your spine and just do it automatically. Yeah. So there's definitely stuff we can keep improving on. But I think just the way we've trained and so on, it's just helped. Like, when you go out there, you just think about those things and it just comes a little bit automatically, and it's been really good, actually. So.
And you said it's been fun to play. So you go out there and you're comfortable, but there's never a feeling of, okay, we're done. Okay, we're set. Okay, this is us now. There's no need to improve. We just got to keep doing the same things. So every single day in practice, every single game, there's little things that you yourself believe you want to improve on, as well as the team in general.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's the thing. Like, we can always get better. There's moments here and there that might not be good. Obviously, there's stuff that we are doing really good, which you can see. But I think it's, keeping that and then continue growing on the other stuff that we might have to get better at. And as for me personally as well, I think, there's a lot of stuff I'm doing really good, but I also know that there's things I can improve on. And I think just getting, keeping the things I'm doing good, like keeping that up, and also adding on stuff. That's the challenge, and that's what I got to keep working on. So
perfect your strengths, strengthen your weaknesses.
Basically, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's I know that feeling of, because sometimes you say there's one thing that maybe you're not doing well, but you're doing 5 or 6 other things great. But then, as all athletes do, we focus so much on what we need to improve. And so maybe these other things take a step back while you get better there. And so it's a tough balance. It's a challenge, like you said, to whatever it may be that you need to work on. Maybe it's, there's guys, you guys play a high line, right? So now you guys are on the front foot, and obviously a game like Austin, right? Where it was like guys were countering you guys and kind of exposed a little bit of a way that can, pierce SDFC's way of playing, right? So is that specifically kind of something you guys...
You're like right on point there, and I think that's something we talked about for the LA game.
Yeah.
And I had that talk with my agent as well.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, well, we know what we're doing wrong. It's an easy fix, it's just now we got to do it.
Yeah.
And then we go out against LA and, we did it. So,
Yeah.
but it's also like doing that consistently every week and not getting caught and stuff.
Yeah,
so
because right now you got Jordan Morris to worry about because he's going to be running in behind. It's just week after week. But then, the other things of now you still got to play out the back, and it's never ending. And that's what I think for some of the viewers, it's just a constant challenge for these guys to constantly have to, fix the issues, but also keep the rest of their things, at a high standard. So, yeah.
You were honored with man of the match after the
Hey-o.
LAFC win. We have a question. Where is the mask right now?
Ooh, it's at home in an apartment. Yeah, I have it there on the table. So
Is that one that you'll hang on to for a while?
Yeah, I'll probably keep it
that
around.
moment,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know really what I'll do with it, but
What is
It'll
that
be
like
there.
to be able to kind of share that moment with the fans, and just what have you seen from the fan support? I know you've been around with them in a lot of events and everything. Just what that's like for you.
yeah, I think the fans here have been amazing. I thought when I went out to warm up though last game, I was like, oh, like where is everyone? It's a little bit more
San Diego,
the other games.
give it some time.
Exactly,
to roll
but
in.
then like the game started, and you're like, oh wow, like it's
Yeah.
packed. So that's been awesome, and they've been really great.
We were kind of talking about just like after your goal, and after all three goals that were scored towards the sports section, it was the loudest we'd heard that stadium.
Yeah.
It was incredible atmosphere. Just what does that mean to you? Just kind of hear that. Do you feel that from your side?
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's what you want as well. You get a lot of energy from it, and obviously scoring by them, go there and celebrate the whole team. You can kind of feed off that energy as well and keep going. So it's great.
We also seen your family. Have you seen the clip of your parents at
Yeah, I saw that.
the away match, party? So what is that like? What were their experiences with being able to interact with the fans and feeling the support that you have here?
Yeah, that was funny because I got a video from them first. They were there dancing with the fans, and they shared a table with them. I didn't know they got interviewed until after it came out. So
Yeah.
they didn't tell me about it.
That's fun. Yeah, it sounds like my parents kind of like super into it. They seem like lovely people, but it seems like they're loving it here, loving that their son is playing for this club. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for
Awesome,
joining the
yeah.
podcast. We
Thank you,
appreciate
man.
your time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good
on,
luck.
Chris.
Keep it going.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, keep it going.
Next up, we've got our match preview presented by Alaska Airlines.
Become a season ticket member with San Diego FC and never miss a moment with guaranteed access to all home matches. Membership starts at just $40 per match, and you get the best value with amazing benefits. Visit San Diego FC/memberships to learn more. Marv actually has season tickets, so that's something you can.
True. 2 of them. If anybody has somebody that just wants to go with me, let me know. Because my mom keeps bailing.
All right, welcome in, Kelvin Jones, assistant coach for San Diego FC. Welcome to the podcast. This is our second episode. We're so excited to have you here.
Wow, great. Thanks for having me.
So we'd love to hear a little bit of a background, just kind of your journey on how you got here to San Diego FC.
Yeah. How much time you got?
How much time do you have? We're good.
Not at all.
I came here from Columbus. I was with the crew. I was there for 7.5 years. Started off as the U12 coach there, and was fortunate enough to work my way through all the age groups in the academy. A couple of years as the academy director. Transitioned back to the field full time, and then most recently, before I left, I was the second team head coach. So a lot of roots in Columbus, a lot of time in Columbus, a lot of things learned in Columbus, but happy to be here. And then in my time in Columbus, I was fortunate enough to work with the youth national teams, and that's where I met Mikey, working with the U20s. And one camp, one magical 10 days in Mexico. We stayed in touch, and then when the opportunity came, he reached out. So obviously it's something I would jump onto. So, but it's been a good journey.
That's awesome. So you said you spent a lot of time in Columbus. So you had, was it Berhalter during your time there, as well as Caleb and then Wilfred?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, as Wilfred came in and the style of play that Columbus plays, was that a help, coming to San Diego, kind of playing a similar style?
Yes, very much so. And coming here and understanding the style of play and how we wanted to play, it was a pretty easy transition for me, at least on the ball, just in terms of how dense we like to play, how close we like to play, just how comfortable we ask our players to be and how brave to be in possession. And obviously it's a hallmark of what Columbus does. Obviously the learning curve for me is a little bit off the ball. There are different nuances in the way that we defend. But it was a smooth transition, and Mikey and Wilfred are very, very much alike in their thought process.
Nice.
When coaching from the youth sides going up to pros, don't you think that's, or do you believe that's actually beneficial to coming into an expansion side where you have a whole bunch of different players come from a whole bunch of different backgrounds to actually teach them something new all from jump? Do you think that's beneficial, knowing how to teach them from the ground up versus people coming in with their own mentalities and mindsets and all that?
Yeah, I think if you look at the staff, it's very much a staff that has a developmental background. They've all come from the youth game, have worked their way up. And I think it is beneficial because at the end of the day, no matter how old the player is, they're still players. And the reason why they enjoy the game is they want to continue to be challenged and to grow. So at the end of the day, they're also human beings. So to be able to connect with them first as human beings, and then to be able to use different techniques that we've used along the way as youth developers and teaching them and educating them, I think is important. The unique thing about this is literally everybody is new, and you're coming into a unique style of play through Right the Dream. And you're very much in a crash course of a few weeks of a preseason and trying to educate everybody. So I know for me, I think it's beneficial. It's my comfort zone. It's where I'm at. And I know a lot of the other guys probably feel the same way.
That's great.
We've been recapping LAFC. I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts on just how that match went from your perspective.
I think from everybody's perspective, it was quite entertaining, nerve-wracking and all those things. But I think at the foremost is, we talked about it all week, it's just making it a bounce-back win. We're probably somewhat disappointed in the result in Austin, just in terms of some of the effort that we know that we can be better at. But then a hallmark of good teams are to be able to bounce back. So that was the kind of the rallying cry of the week. And then you go into LAFC, that is historically a very good team, and they are set up in the way that they attack that is quite difficult for us and a challenge for us. So to come out the way that we did in those first 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes, and I think to be pretty dominant in the way that we want to play was quite exciting. But then you've got two good football teams, and those 8 minutes of lapse kind of changed the game. But credit to the group. I think they stood fast, and everyone's quite nervous and anxious to get that first home win. And then you probably look at the second half and some of the times that we probably could have killed the game off. I think guys are wanting to go and get more, but that's we always said from the beginning we want to play exciting football and score goals, and so far we've done that, I think.
Yeah. No, so we've all been in games, right, where you're beating a team 3-0 and it looks like it's going to be more, and then all of a sudden they get 2 goals at the end of the half. What was kind of the message at halftime? Because going in 3-0 is completely different than giving up 2 goals right before half. So was it, hey, what are we doing the last 5 minutes, or was it, hey, we need to continue to do the same, it'll come?
Yeah, I think the reality of it, and what we've been talking about the group a lot, period, is recognizing the moment. It was a moment. It was 8 minutes that weren't typical of us, and that's football. You're not going to play every game perfect. It's recognizing the moment, how you felt in that moment, but getting back to that previous 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Get back to what that made us successful. And I think the 15 minutes at halftime and taking the wind out of the sails and decompressing and really refocusing the group, like, guys, we were really good in those first 40 minutes. Get back to that.
Yeah.
Play the way that we can play, that we know we want to play, and let's calm the game back down.
So it's like this LAFC game was a game of bounce backs. whether a bounce back against Austin and then a bounce back going into the second half. So in that aspect, the way things were going, do you tell the guys go straight back to that 40 minutes, or is it they're coming at us a little differently, so we have to switch things up a little bit, or is it we do what we did right in the very beginning, stick to it, we know what we do, we know how we train, and we know how it's going to be effective. We got to stick to our guns. We know what works.
Yeah, I think it's the latter of that. We're brave in the way that we want to play. We have a clear identity of what we want to try to do, and I think so far it's been clear that it's successful against a variety of teams in the league. So first and foremost is always getting back to the way that we want to play and the principles by which we play. To the other side of the field, there's always the opponent, and they're trying to do something. So we feel comfortable enough that we are able to adapt in different situations. And I think that comes to the tactics of what you're trying to do. And again, I think over the course of these few games that we've shown that we're able to adapt and to address the issues of the game that happen.
100%.
Looking ahead to Seattle Sounders this weekend, what are you kind of prepping for? What is the message to the team for this match?
Yeah, this one is you come off a loss, you're trying to bounce back. I think other hallmarks of good teams as well is you start a win streak. The goal is to put back and forth 2 good games. We got our first home match, first home win. Now can you make it 2 in a row? That's the goal. And I think you look at the opponents over the last few match weeks. We've played 3 of the last 4 MLS Cup champions. So no better way to start off your season against top competition. And that's what Seattle is. Perennially a very good team that we know is going to be difficult. A mature team, probably the most mature together team in the league, just in terms of guys that have been playing together for a while in a set style of play. So we know it's football. There are going to be moments where we will play the way that we want to play. There are going to be moments where we know that a team like Seattle will be successful and give us moments, but we have to make sure that we are, again, to what you said, Marvell, steadfast in the way that we want to play and being proactive in the game.
Yeah, I mean, would you say that they're a possession-based team? I saw that they're second, ranked in possession, which kind of caught my eye because I don't really see them as that type of team. But was that more, based on the scoreline since it's so early in the season, some of their possession that they've created, or do you feel like they've changed it a little bit to be more of a possession-based team?
Yeah, I think when you look at just strictly possession, it's a tricky stat to look at. There's different types of possession. There's possession just to keep the ball. Also, possession is based on the opposition. Are they just sitting back and allowing you to have the ball? And I think if you look at some of their opponents over the last few weeks, is they probably sat a little bit deeper and allowed them to have the ball.
That makes sense.
The flip side of that as well is there's possession. Not to say they don't have possession with a purpose, but being really proactive in the possession and attracting pressure and creating overloads and creating opportunities to break through and score, which I think we try to do. So if you look at them, you say it's kind of surprising. If you're looking in terms of a possession team like we are, or maybe a Columbus, but possession does tell you a stat that they're comfortable on the ball. They've got good players that are on and around the ball, and they have a clear idea of what they're trying to play. So you still have to be mindful that at any given moment they can be dangerous.
Yeah, because in my head, I'm like, when you think of Seattle, you're like, okay, I just picture like Jordan Morris just running in behind, like going, I don't really see them like as a build-up type team, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it's actually great that you brought that up. So I was going to say, in the training building up to the game, is there more of a focus on balls that are being played in the back? So I know we are very good in possession. Like that is our game. Like we are just running things. But in terms of them and their attack, is it more of a way to defend differently against players that want to go in behind, or stick to the same guns again?
Yeah, I think you come out and watch training or just sit in the coach's room, it's always about us. There's very little time throughout the week, or there's a certain moment in the week where we'll really start to address the opponent. But it's really about us. Now you're going to sprinkle in a little bit more tactics in terms of if there's like LAFC, for instance, Boanga and the wingers, they're quite good in isolation. So how do we in our style address that? So it's still, the focus is still very much on us, while you're also addressing the opposition. So it's never us, this is what LA is going to do, this is what we're going to do. It's like, no, this is how we play in this style to be able to combat a team that plays this way. And then obviously as you get closer to the end of the week, you start to game plan a little bit more than the tactics of what we try to do come in. Do you position somebody a little bit higher, a little bit lower? Do you position them a little bit wider to be able to take spaces away? That is the tactics that come in at the end of the week. based on your opposition.
Love that.
Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
Thanks for coming.
Anytime.
I kind of like how their mentality involves coaching and teaching. I know that might sound a little bit different, but as different than like managing, telling where you're going on the field versus this is what we want you to play like, and this is how you do it. So then in the same process that they're learning, it's also more fun. It's almost like every single practice is like like doing homework, and then a game is a test. You know, you're more excited for the test when you're more prepared. So that's kind of makes a whole bunch of sense when you see them out there all on the same page and all that stuff. So it's kind of great hearing those kind of insights.
Seattle Sounders this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, another tough test. Obviously, Brian Schmetzer, head coach, been there a very long time. Great leader for that team, especially in the playoffs. He knows how to win tough games. So it'll be a tough test, right? But again, and we keep harping on it, or at least I do, San Diego is going to play their way. Mm-hmm. And so Seattle is going to have to adapt to that. And one thing I have noticed that teams are going to struggle with is that if they've never played against San Diego, it's that much harder to prepare for it. If they've never felt what it feels like, it's going to be that much harder. And I take that back to when I was a player with Red Bull. That first year we implemented that crazy Red Bull press, we won Supporter Shield that year.
Yeah, you were annoying.
Yeah, and it was because a lot of teams were always super surprised the first time they played us, and so we were able to take advantage of that. And I think you're seeing that a little bit, in San Diego. I'm hearing from players that we know that have played against San Diego so far, and they're saying, man, that's annoying to play against. You talked about it a little bit, Marv. That must be so annoying to play against because you just get so exhausted chasing the ball for the first half of the game that you don't even have, the opportunity to get forward. And so that is kind of what I tie everything back to, is that they're going to play their style of play, San Diego that is, and Seattle's going to have to adjust, and it's going to be hard when they've never felt that before.
And it's going to be even more annoying when they've already seen 5 or 6 matches, looking back like, okay, so this is what they do. This is how we counter it. We're ready. Then they come out and they try it and it doesn't work. And it's just going to, honestly in my mind, I'm just like, we're just going to break their hearts slowly. Just kind of whittle them down, right? Because obviously chasing the ball around for 45 minutes, 60 minutes, whenever we're going to do with them, it's going to bring them down. Then once they get the ball, they're going to be, all right, we don't want to lose it. So they're going to try to possess it longer so that they can take a little break. But then whether it's going to be a 50-50 ball, we're going to have enough energy to go in there, collide, and win it back. So again, they're going to play a little bit different than these other teams that we played against. And we're actually going to be another test to see how well we play at home versus almost any different style. By the time we're halfway through the season, we're going to play against everything: high press, low press, possession-oriented teams that like to play the ball in the back. And again, they're all going to lead to us being a more well-rounded team to go against anybody at any time, anywhere.
Yeah, the opponent might look different, right? But our team and our style will always look the same, whether on the road or home, and that's very impressive.
Thankfully, we are back at home again. Have you guys been to the supporters tailgate or checked out FanFest?
I have not yet. I have been to FanFest. The first game I was actually on stage interviewing a few players, and then I usually get to the home games around 3:30 or so. So this a fan tailgate, huh?
Yeah, well, FanFest opens up at 3:30. I know Marvell is very aware of that. It's great activations, a really good opportunity to bring the family out, have some fun experiences there. But the supporters tailgate happens down that purple lot. It is an experience like no other. There's amazing food, music, fun. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should definitely go and get there early
I
and
may
check it out.
I may. I just, when you got 4 kids, it's like going to Disneyland is very tough. So going to a supporters tailgate sounds daunting, but I'm gonna attempt to do it at least this season. I can't promise you when, but Marv, we can be out there this Saturday?
Guaranteed to be there on Saturday. I get to these games around 3:30, so I just walk around. You might find me over there at the little beer garden with a gin.
Say hi to Marv if you guys see him.
Yeah, I'll be there around 3:30 unless my mom actually finally comes to a game.
And if he's lonely, give him a hug.
I am a hugger.
Well, you can bring your family to FanFest.
Okay, awesome.
Starting at 3:30. There's going to be some great activations there. Again, kickoff versus Seattle Sounders at 7:30 p.m. And again, this has been the second episode of the official SDFC podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please leave us a review, comment, let us know your feedback. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to interact with you. Say hi to Marv at the Supporters Tailgate, please.